Yeah, I find this story really interesting because, again, a lot of us focus on what Jesus went through, but we sometimes can miss what Jesus said. I don't know if you guys have ever picked this up, but Jesus made 7 statements on the cross. And in Hebrew culture, numbers have, all numbers have an importance and a relevance. And 7 is the number of completion.
Yeah.
That you think of the end of a week, God rested, right? So Jesus says 7 statements on the cross, which I think is interesting in and of itself. But some of the last words that Jesus spoke actually weren't in despair and weren't in agony. They were actually a hidden cry of victory. See, what looks like surrender was actually a declaration of triumph that some of us completely miss. We know that at the end of his life, Jesus cried out from the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me? Now, for years, I used to think that was just simply a moment of abandonment, a moment of defeat, but there was actually something profound happening. In his final moments, Jesus wasn't just expressing pain, he was actually quoting Scripture. When you look through the 7 statements, each of them are grounded in Scripture. And those words, my God, why have you forsaken me, actually come directly from Psalm 22. It's a passage that begins in suffering, but when you read to the end of Psalm 22, it actually culminates in this, an astonishing defeat. See, the whole psalm starts with abandonment, but it ends with triumph.